Hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. This is Politics but Laura. Okay. The foolishness never stops. It truly doesn't. Now, DC has been actually no crime. I mean, no crime. Normally, whenever I do my videos, you hear police cars going up, and ambulances and everything, and it has been quiet. It has been quiet. So, right here, Yahoo News. Andrew Romano, the author of this. Now, this was today. In polls, the polls show the majority of Americans do not want Trump to send National Guards to major cities. Who were they asking? They're not asking the people in the cities. And then if they do ask the people in the cities, they ask the people that there's no crime or very minimal crime. They're not asking or going into the areas to where the crimes are occurring. Just go to crime data. That's it. Very simple. But let's look at this real quick. Let me show you. Now, this is what I thought was quite interesting. Now, right here. More Americans disapprove than approve of Trump's deploying the military in major cities, U.S. cities, right? So here it says U.S. adults strongly or somewhat approve, gray, not sure, yellow, strongly, somewhat disapprove. Okay? So if you look, Democrats, they're going to disapprove. Because it goes against open borders, it goes against globalism, it goes against everything. Do as thou will. That's it. The government is your God. Okay? Now, independent, whatever, but Republicans are like law and order. We need to bring law and order. Because this is getting crazy. Right? So before I go any further, I saw Judge Joe Brown, and he was giving a breakdown of what Trump is doing and how it is legal. It's legal. And I thought it was interesting because I'm like, oh, okay. You learn something new every day. And Trump is able to bring the National Guards into cities. Okay, number one, DC. The government has control over DC because it's not a state, it's not a city, and it's a federal district. So if Trump wants to bring the National Guards in and to override the mayor, which he did, many people say in DC, thank you. And then you have these people who are saying, well, we don't need it. And I'm like, this woman, she said she didn't need it, in Adams Morgan and in Cleveland Park. And some of you may be familiar with the areas that I'm saying in DC, Tenleytown and Georgetown. Oh, they're not needed. We don't need a National Guards at all. That's high voter area. You got to go on to the other side. Go on to the other side, and then you'll see a stark difference. A stark contrast, and people would say things differently. Okay. Here. Oh, before I forget. Now, how Trump can bring the National Guards to these big cities are basically anywhere. And you're going to say politics, but Laura, you're making that up. No. Because in these cities, you have people that come from other places. You may come from Pennsylvania, going to Chicago, from LA, going to Baltimore, or wherever it is, but people from other places go to these big cities. That is what makes it federal. And that is how Trump can do that. Because Democratic cities have, there has been crime in DC for so long, and it has been high, no matter how they change the title of the crime to make it reduce it. Nope. No. And some people may disagree with me, and you can, depending on where you live at. If you live in a bang bang shoot 'em up area to where crime is just blazing and you don't see it, you don't hear about it, then you're going to have a different perspective. But it doesn't mean that the National Guards are not needed. Okay. Let me see. Trump's comments about Chicago and Baltimore come just hours after Judge Charles Breyer of the federal district courts in San Francisco ruled that the president and the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, violated the Possess Comitatus Act in 1778, using military troops and law enforcement in Los Angeles earlier this year. A decision. Okay, well, military troops, National Guards, they defend the interior of the United States, the border and the interior. So I don't want to call this judge a liberal judge because she should be following the Constitution. And I'm looking at this act. Okay, let's just keep going. Let me see. First, let me see if I can bring this up. Can I? Okay, great. Yeah. Is the military going into other countries, not the National Guards. Oh, slippery. Okay, whosoever expects in case and under the circumstances expressly authorized by the Constitution or the act of Congress willfully uses any part of the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, or the Space Force as a pos comitatus or otherwise to execute the laws shall be fined under the title or imprisoned not for more than 2 years or both. Okay, that I get. If it were the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, or Space Force, then I understand that. But it's the National Guards. That is who he deployed. The National Guards. Oh, these people, they're just on some okay. If the governor of Illinois will call me up, I would love to do it, Trump said Tuesday. But now he added, we're going to have to do it anyway. Yeah, what happened in Chicago, what was it? It was 50 some odd people were shot at one time, a mass shooting, or 50 or I believe more that occurred. Gov, you can't get around that. So here, Yahoo YouGov survey at 1,690 U.S. adults, which was conducted from August 29th to September 2nd, finds that doing it anyway would be controversial decision 3 weeks after declaring a crime of emergency and deploying the National Guards in D.C., not the Army, not the Navy, not the Air Force, not the Marines, not Space Force, I'm sorry. Something Trump said the legal authority to do, or Trump has the legal authority to do. More Americans disapprove. 48, okay. That right there is an ambulance. Okay, 48% approve and 39% of his federal takeover of the nation's capital. And while the opinion is largely polarized along with the unusual partisan lines, Democrat disapprove 88%, more than Republicans 81%. I'm sorry, Democrats disapprove 88% more often than the Republicans approve 81%, with most independents expressing disapproval by 53% and approve 36%. So again, I thought this was interesting. Very interesting. And them pulling that little foolish thing by saying that it's against the law by the judge. Somebody really needs to check that judge out, because that right there was, skating the law that he's supposed to uphold. I'm just saying. But on that note, what do you think?